Good morning students, this is class 11th biology, chapter 6 anatomy of flowering plants, and this is our lecture number 3 of this chapter. In today's lecture, you will study about the tissue system. So 3 types of tissue system you will study today: epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system and vascular tissue system. So let's start with the tissue system. In previous lecture also you studied about types of tissues based on cell division, and now this is classification of tissues based on structure and location of the tissue. Okay, so based on structure and location, tissue systems are of 3 types: epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system and vascular tissue system, that is also called conducting tissue system. Epidermal tissue system. So epidermal tissue system forms the outermost covering of whole plant body, and it comprises epidermal cells, stomata and epidermal appendages like trichomes and hairs. So we will study about all these. What are epidermal cells, where these are present, structure of stomata, and also about the epidermal appendages. Okay, you can see in this diagram this outermost layer, these cells are epidermal cells here. You can see this stomata here and this trichome here. So all these are part of epidermal tissue system. Okay, now let's do all these epidermal tissue systems. Let's start with the epidermal cells first, then we will do about stomata and epidermal appendages. So let's start with epidermal cells. So epidermal cells makes epidermis. Okay, so epidermis is the outermost layer of primary plant body. You can see here, this is the epidermis. So this is the outermost layer. Epidermis is usually single layered. As you can see here, single layer of cell it is present. Okay, it is made up of elongated, compactly arranged parenchymatous cells. So all these cells which are present in epidermis are parenchymatous cells with small amount of cytoplasm lining the cell wall and a large vacuole. So you can see here this large vacuole present here. Okay, so large vacuole is present here and the cytoplasm is present near the walls only. So it has small amount of cytoplasm lining the cell wall, near the cell wall only, and in the center a large vacuole is present. The outside of the epidermis is often covered with a waxy thick cuticle layer, that is cuticle. So on outermost side this thick waxy layer is present, that is cuticle, and this cuticle layer prevents the loss of water. So function of cuticle layer is to prevent the loss of water. Cuticle is absent in roots. So this cuticle is found only in stems, it is absent in roots. This type of tissue under epidermal tissue system is stomata, and they are present in epidermis of leaves. So stomata are present in leaves. In which layer of leaves? They are present in epidermis of leaves. Actually they are modification of the epidermis. Okay, and stomata regulate transpiration and gaseous exchange, means loss of water, loss of water in the form of water vapors through the leaf surface, and also gaseous exchange, that is O2 and CO2 for the respiration. So these things occur through stomata. A stoma is made of 2 bean-shaped cells which are called guard cells. As you can see here, these are guard cells. In grasses, the guard cells are dumbbell shaped. As you can see here, this shape of guard cell, this is dumbbell shaped. So in case of grasses, these guard cells are dumbbell shaped, otherwise these guard cells are bean shaped. Okay, so we can say stomata is made up of these 2 guard cells. And here in this diagram you can see the open and closed position of the stomata. These are dumbbell shaped guard cells, and inside these guard cells nucleus is present and also chloroplast is present, because these are present in leaves. So chloroplast is present here also in these cells also, and their inner wall, you can say here, this is inner wall of the guard cells and this is thick wall. Now the outer walls of guard cells, that is away from the stomatal pore. Okay, the wall that is near the stomatal pore is called inner wall, and the wall that is away from the stomatal pore is called outer wall. So outer wall of guard cell, outer walls of the guard cell are thin, and the inner walls which are towards the stomatal pore are highly thick, as you have seen in the diagram in previous slide. The inner walls of guard cells are thick. The guard cells possess chloroplast and regulate the opening and closing of stomata, right? So you have seen in the diagram, chloroplast is present inside the guard cell, and these guard cells regulate the opening and closing of stomata. Sometimes some epidermal cells near the guard cells become specialized in shape and size, and they are called subsidiary cells. Okay, as you know, where these stomata are present, these are present in epidermis layer of the leaves. Okay, now sometimes some other cells other than guard cells, some epidermis cells get specialized in their shape and size, and they are called subsidiary cells. Subsidiary cells are the cells present in the surrounding of guard cells. Okay, and these are a type of modified epidermal cells, right? Now stomatal aperture, or you can say stomatal pore, guard cells and surrounding subsidiary cells are together called stomatal apparatus. You see here in this diagram what is stomatal apparatus. So see here, these are guard cells, okay, and this pore you can see here, this is called stomatal aperture. Okay, stomatal aperture. Then these are guard cells, and surrounding the guard cells, these are subsidiary cells. What are these subsidiary cells? These are some modified epidermal cells surrounding the guard cells. Okay, and these are further epidermal cells. Right, now this stomatal aperture, these guard cells and these subsidiary cells, all these are combinedly form a stomatal apparatus. So we can say this is stomatal apparatus. Okay, guard cell, stomatal aperture and subsidiary cells form a stomatal apparatus. Now you can see these guard cells are bean shaped cells. Okay, and chloroplast is present in these guard cells, and this is the inner wall which is near the stomatal pore. Okay, and this is the outer wall which is away from the stomatal pore. Okay, now this inner wall is thick and the outer wall is thin, and here also these are guard cell in case of grasses which are dumbbell shaped, and here also this is inner wall which is thick and this is outer wall which is thin, and these are subsidiary cells, and combinedly this complete structure having these guard cells, this stomatal aperture and these subsidiary cells is called stomatal apparatus. Now you can see here these guard cells help in opening and closing of stomata by changing their position, means their walls, inner and outer walls of the guard cells help in opening and closing of stomata. So here you can see closed and open stomata. Next type of epidermal tissue system is epidermal appendages. And epidermal appendages are of two types, root hairs and trichomes. So here you can see root hairs. Root hairs are unicellular elongations of epidermal cell. Okay, sometimes epidermal cells elongate to form thread-like structures. Okay, and these thread-like structures are called root hairs. So these are unicellular elongation. Okay, means made up of single cell. They help to absorb water and minerals from the soil. So what is the function of root hairs? To absorb water and minerals from the soil. They increase the surface area to absorb the water and mineral from the soil. So this is root. You can see here this at the tip of root, this part is root cap, and here in this zone of the root, these are root hairs. Okay, and these root hairs, you can see how these root hairs are formed. This is single layered epidermis. Okay, and from the single layered epidermis, these are unicellular root hairs. These are unicellular thread like structures which are root hairs. Now next type of epidermal appendages is trichomes. And how these are different from root hairs? Because these trichomes are epidermal hairs on stem. Okay, root hairs arise on roots and trichomes arise on stem. They are usually multicellular, so this is another difference. Root hairs are unicellular but trichomes are multicellular. These are branched. Okay, root hairs are not branched, so these can be branched or unbranched, and soft or stiff, right? They may be secretory, so this is the function of trichomes. Their function is to secrete some substances from the plant stem, from the stem of plant. They prevent water loss due to transpiration, so this is another function. They also prevent the loss of water due to transpiration. So these two are function of trichomes. Now you see here, this is the stem of plant and this is the transverse section of the stem, and here this is the outermost epidermis layer. Okay, and these are the outer growth of the trichome. Okay, so these are epidermal cells and these epidermal cells are forming trichome here. So these trichomes are present on stem and these are multicellular. Next type of tissue system is ground tissue system, and all tissues except epidermis and vascular bundles. Okay, inside the plant, all the tissues except the epidermis, you have studied about the epidermal tissue system now, and the vascular bundles, those are xylem and phloem. Okay, so except these, all the tissue that is present in the plant makes ground tissue system. So that is part of ground tissue system, right? Now this ground tissue system, it consists of simple tissues like parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma that you have already studied. Okay, you know about the parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So all these form ground tissue system. Parenchyma are present in cortex, pericycle, pith and medullary rays. All these are layers of cells which are found inside the stem and roots of the plant, and so about these layers also you will study in this chapter. So cortex, pericycle, pith, medullary rays, in all these layers parenchyma cells are present. Okay, in the primary stems and roots, right? In leaves, the ground tissue consists of thin-walled chloroplast containing cells and is called mesophyll. Okay, inside the leaves, this ground tissue system form mesophyll layer of the leaves. You see here in this diagram, this is the transverse section of a leaf, and all these cells you can see here, the spongy mesophyll and palisade mesophyll. So all this what is this? This is mesophyll part of the leaf. Okay, either it is palisade mesophyll or spongy mesophyll. So all these cells are of mesophyll type. And what type of cells these are? These are forming ground tissue system. Okay, these are part of ground tissue system. And here you can see parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, all these are also ground tissue system which are found in different layers of stem and roots like in pith, medullary rays and cortex. Now next type of tissue system is vascular tissue system, and it consists of complex tissues. You know about mature complex tissues? Those are xylem and phloem. So xylem and phloem are part of vascular tissue system. Xylem and phloem together constitute vascular bundles, right? Together, xylem and phloem, we will call it vascular bundle. Based on the presence or absence of cambium is also a layer of cells. So based on its presence or absence, vascular bundles are of two types. It can be open type or closed type. Say here in this diagram, these are vascular bundles. Okay, this part is phloem here and this is xylem. You can see here xylem and this is phloem part. Okay, and this complete structure means having xylem and phloem, this is making vascular bundle. Now you can see this layer, this white color portion between xylem and phloem. This is cambium, ring of cambium. So based on its presence or absence, vascular bundles are of two types. Means these bundles you can see here, these are of two types. In some this cambium can be present and in some it can be absent. So based on that, these can be open type vascular bundles or these can be closed type vascular bundles. Okay. Now in this diagram you can also understand the location and location of different type of tissue systems. Okay, this is outermost, you can see here this epidermis, so it is making epidermal tissue system. After that you can see here this is cortex part. Okay, so all the layers present here are part of ground tissue system, and on the innermost part here these are vascular bundles, so these are part of vascular tissue system. And in the center this pith part, this also consists this also contain cells which are part of ground tissue system, right? So all this is ground tissue system that you can see here. These are vascular tissue system and this outermost, this is epidermal tissue system. Okay, now come back to the vascular tissue system. So there are two types of vascular bundle, open type and closed type. Now let's see the difference between these two. Open type vascular bundle. In this cambium is present. So in the vascular bundles in which cambium is present are called open type vascular bundle. And where the cambium is present, it is between phloem and xylem. As you can see here, this is phloem part, this is a vascular bundle, complete vascular bundle, this is phloem part and this is xylem part. Okay, and between the xylem and phloem, this is cambium. This is also called vascular cambium. Okay, because it's a part of vascular bundle, so it is also called vascular cambium. So because of the presence of this cambium between these xylem and phloem, this is open vascular bundle. So vascular bundles can form secondary xylem and secondary phloem tissues. Okay, so here because this cambium is present between xylem and phloem, so at the time of secondary growth of the plant, okay, in the later life stages of the plant when bark is formed in the plant, so at that time this cambium ring help in the formation of secondary xylem and secondary phloem, means it is open for further growth. That's why these vascular bundles are called open vascular bundle, because these are open for the secondary growth of the plant, right? So these are open vascular bundle. And example of open vascular bundle, these are found in dicotyledonous stem. So in dicot stems these are present, in monocot stems cambium ring is not present. Now closed type vascular bundles, in this cambium is absent. As you can see here, this is xylem and this is phloem and no cambium is present in between. Hence they do not form secondary tissues. So if the cambium is not present, so there is no scope of formation of secondary xylem and secondary phloem. So secondary xylem and secondary phloem will not be formed here. It means secondary growth will not occur in the plant, right? And such type of vascular bundles are found in monocots. In monocot plants, as you know, in most of the monocot plants, those plants are soft, okay, because secondary growth doesn't occur and bark is formed only after the secondary growth, right? So there is no bark in those plants. So we can say in monocots closed type of vascular bundle is found and there is no secondary growth. There is no cambium ring and hence there is no formation of secondary xylem and secondary phloem. Now types of vascular tissue system based on arrangement of xylem and phloem. You have done about type of vascular system based on presence or absence of cambium ring, and now it is based on arrangement of xylem and phloem. So based on arrangement of xylem and phloem, vascular bundles are of two types. First is radial type. As you can see here, this type of arrangement of of xylem and phloem makes radial type of vascular tissue system. So in radial type of vascular tissue system, xylem and phloem are arranged in an alternate manner on different radii. As you can see here, this is one radii, okay, and this is another radii. So these are two different radii here, okay. This is one and this is another, right? So these xylem and phloem are arranged in an alternate manner here. As you can see here, this is phloem, this is xylem, then this is phloem, then this is xylem, okay. So these are arranged in alternate manner, and these are present on different radii, right? Now this type of arrangement, this radial type of arrangement is found in roots. So example of such vascular system is in roots. Next type is conjoint type. So xylem and phloem are jointly situated at the same radius of vascular bundle here, okay. These are situated at the same radius, and such type of arrangement is found in stems and leaves. As you can see here, this is xylem and this is phloem, and both will be present at the same radius, and here also these are present at the same radius. So such type of arrangement is found in stems and leaves, right? And you can see here, in one there is absence of cambium, and in another there is presence of cambium ring here, okay. So you already know, on the basis of presence or absence of cambium ring, this can be closed type or open type, okay. So we are saying, because these are present on the same radii, xylem and phloem, that's why these are of conjoint type, okay. So these are conjoint type, and on the basis of this cambium ring presence or absence, these are called open or closed. So that's why we are naming these conjoint closed and conjoint open, okay, because both things we are taking in account here, right? So conjoint vascular bundles usually have phloem located only on the outer side of xylem, okay. This is another feature here. Phloem is usually located on the outer side. You can see here, this xylem will be present towards the pith, towards the center, and phloem will be present towards the periphery, okay. So these are conjoint closed and conjoint open type of vascular bundles. Now, based on today's topics, your homework is NCERT question number 8 and 9, and you need to make all the diagrams described in today's lecture. Now let's discuss the answer of question number 7 of NCERT that I gave in homework in previous lecture, and the question is, why are xylem and phloem called complex tissues? So as you know, xylem and phloem are made up of many types of cells, right? So xylem and phloem are called complex tissues because they are made up of more than one type of cells, and I hope you remember the name of all those type of cells which are present in xylem and phloem. So 4 different type of cells are present in each, right? So these are made up of more than one type of cells which work together as a unit to perform the function, and the function of xylem is to transport the water, and the function of phloem is to transport the food. That's why these are called complex tissues. Thank you.